Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out another 6 Forgotten Wargames for you to pick up in 2024. This is a continuation of a series that we've been running for a number of months now, so if you're interested in even more great Forgotten Wargames, then you can go and check those videos out also, and I'll link the playlist in the description. The usual caveats apply here. We have quite a wide definition of what constitutes a wargame because it makes the list more interesting and provides more varied content for the viewers. We always try and keep it a good mix, and honestly hex-based wargames tend to dominate these lists anyway. Also important to remember that Forgotten is just a mechanism to get more players into these games. We're not literally saying they're totally forgotten, we're just saying, guys, remember this game, go out and play it. And as always, your user suggestions are absolutely vital to the continuation of the series. You've provided some excellent titles for me to go out and check out, research, and often play. I have to say, one of the funniest comments I had on the last list was that I am an AI voice, which, I don't know, is that a compliment or maybe not? I'm not sure. But hey, I'm definitely not an AI, I have a West Country accent, and although one of my colleagues tells me it's pretty easy to mimic those accents with AI, I'm not an AI. Me and Tom both think that the human touch on this channel is what sets us apart. Okay, enough frivolity, let's jump into another epic list. And kicking off today's list is Panzer Corp 2. And an interesting fact here is that Tom is currently taking part in a Slytherin tournament for this title. I've just had another baby, so I couldn't play, and Tom jumped in at the last moment, and unbelievably, having never played this game before, he won in the first round against someone who makes tutorials for the game. Super proud of you, Tom, and a really good way to show off the play-by-email system by Slytherin and the tournaments that you can take part in if you play this game. But let's jump into what the game is actually about for those newcomers. In Panzer Corp 2, you will experience the ultimate Second World War strategy game. Building on a time-tested gameplay formula established by the first title, this game brings strategic warfare to a whole new level of refinement and technical excellence. Command vast armies, devise intricate battle plans, and lead your troops to victory across Europe. With its detailed and historically accurate units, immersive campaign, and deep tactical gameplay, Panzer Corp 2 allows you to relive the greatest battles of World War II. Whether you're a veteran strategist or a newcomer to the genre, this title offers a challenging and rewarding experience that will keep you coming back for more. And every night I see Tom log on to take his turn in his play-by-email game to prove that fact. Now on that note, while me and Tom were discussing the game, we decided that it does sometimes feel like more of a board game than a war game. Very similar, let's say, to the Unity of Command series, and sometimes that makes me feel less immersed in this title. There seems to be a very subtle difference there somehow, and I'm not quite sure how to put my finger on it. For example, the SGS titles, I feel very much like they're wargames. I play a lot of other turn-based wargames also, and I don't get that feeling. So be prepared, this is a wonderful title, but it does have that board game feel to it. Actually, board game might be the wrong word here. I think I'm looking for puzzle. That actually describes it better to me. I'd be really interested to get your thoughts, Wargamers, on this below. Let me know what you think. Regardless of this, it's a very well received title, rated very positive on Steam at 84%. Once again, thanks to Slytherin for the invite to the tournament. If you thought we were going to go out in the first round, you got that wrong. Props to Tom, awesome performance. And look, definitely a title I think you should check out, especially if you want to play by email, a really strong experience overall. Right, LT Gamers, if you're enjoying this list or you're new here, make sure to like, comment your recommendations and what you think of the games on the list, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support LT Gaming, do hit the join button below, or you can always come and have some fun in our Discord. We appreciate all the interaction that we get. And magicking its way onto this list is the Battle for Wesnoth, a fantasy wargame entry. Discover the magic of the Battle for Wesnoth, an open-source, turn-based strategy game set in a high fantasy world. And yes, you should definitely check out my top 6 fantasy wargames list. It was a lot of fun to make and opened my eyes to a whole new world of wargaming. However, in this title, you can explore the four corners of Urdia through 17 engaging solo campaigns and countless multiplayer maps. You will command your army, strategize your moves, and immerse yourself in an epic adventure as you battle through forests, mountains, and dungeons. With its rich lore, diverse units, and community-driven development, the Battle for Wesnoth offers endless hours of gameplay and fantasy storytelling. So whether you're a lone warrior like me, or a multiplayer tactician like Tom has proven to be, Wesnoth's blend of depth and accessibility ensures a captivating experience for all strategy gamers. It's a really wonderful experience and title, and one that me and Tom always go back to and we featured on the channel many times. I mean, the game is free and it's rated very positive at 94%. Why are you waiting? Go out and try this title today. Next up, we have Britannia from Avalon Digital, who are the people behind the SGS series. In this title, you will relive over 1,000 years of Great Britain's history in an epic game of conquest and domination. From Roman legions to the Norman conquest led by William the Conqueror, explore the fate of numerous nations and fight to become king. Strategize your moves, manage your resources, and lead your people through centuries of conflict and change. Britannia uses the same rule set as the historical board game. You take control of a nation and issue strategic recommendations to move forward and gain the upper hand over your enemies. You then earn victory points by conquering and keeping territories, defeating enemy units, and being elected the King of England. There's a number of alternate history scenarios that are fun to play out, and it's also playable offline with up to 4 players across 3 scenarios. As a faithful adaptation of the board game, it's very fun to play, although the presentation is a little lacking. But with an overall 79% mostly positive rating on Steam, it's a good title to take a look at, especially if you like board games. Sailing its way onto this list is Destroyer the U-Boat Hunter. It brings you an authentic and historically accurate destroyer simulation, along with gripping anti-submarine warfare set in the turmoils of the Atlantic Ocean during World War II. The game definitely has a learning curve and is quite technical to play, but it is fun trying to hunt down submarines and stop them from destroying your fleet. I played this mainly when it came out, and I have been keeping an eye on its development, but it has dropped recently to 77% ratings on Steam as mostly positive. I do think they need to make some improvements here to really push it over the line. And talking of hardcore wargaming enthusiasts, the next title really does take it to the next level. It's War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. This enhanced version of the base game takes the acclaimed War in the Pacific to new heights, with improved gameplay, heightened realism, and unrivaled historical accuracy. Dive into a world of strategic depth with dozens of new features, stunning art, and engine enhancements that will immerse you like never before. This really is a strategy game that's on another level of complexity. I've taken a bit of a surface dive into this one, but it's certainly one I really want the time to explore in the future. At the moment, it's just not a possibility for me to dive deep into it. It's certainly a game that I have a lot of ambition to play more in the future. If you're looking to pick this one up, you'll have to do it through the Matrix or Slytherin store, as it's not available on Steam. And finally, topping off this list, we have Tiny Combat Arena. Now, I'm blending the world of wargaming and flight sims a little bit, but they do cross over. Especially as this is a more minimalist title with a conquest mode in it. Tiny Combat Arena is an approachable combat flight simulator sporting a stylized look and various game modes. You can dogfight your way in the arena and in quick action, or craft your own scenarios and take part in a vast war with objectives and friendly armies to support. Immerse yourself in dynamic aerial combat with intuitive controls and strategic depth, whether you're engaging in intense dogfights or coordinating tactical strikes against enemy positions. Now, I featured this game when it arrived in early access, and it has steadily improved, and it always was a fun experience. I really enjoyed the throwback graphics, and the gameplay was cool. Now, there is only one plane, but it's a very iconic plane in the AV-8B Harrier. Sometimes titles can get lost in early access, so it's great for me to remind you about this one. And the price is at a level where it's still worth jumping in and enjoying the ride. Also, in the future, I'd love to do a combat flight simulator list, and I've been looking at Combat Air Patrol 2 since it was picked up by Microprose, and of course classics like DCS, I love to play, and I'm going to jump back in because I've ordered a new flight joystick. But if you enjoy retro graphics, an approachable flight model, and a lot of fun, then Tiny Combat Arena is well worth checking out and is rated very positive on Steam at an overall 88% rating, and importantly, it plays really well on the Steam Deck. So there we go, LT gamers, another entry into the Forgotten Wargame series. I absolutely love doing these as I go back and get to play so many classic titles. As always, stick your games in the comments below and let me know what you think of the titles on this list. If you want more Forgotten Wargames, also check out the playlist for all the other videos. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. We really want to be your go-to resource. I've been Luke from LT Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.